Jessica stared at her reflection in the bathroom mirror, wondering when she had become so forgetful. The coffee mug she was certain she'd placed on the kitchen counter was now in the dishwasher. Again. Her keys, which she always hung by the door, were found in the refrigerator yesterday morning. "I'm losing my mind," she whispered to herself, not knowing that someone else was orchestrating her confusion. It started 3 years ago when Jessica met David at a work conference. He was charming, articulate, and seemed genuinely interested in her thoughts about marketing strategies. David was the kind of man who remembered small details about their conversations and surprised her with thoughtful gestures. Within 6 months, they were living together in his downtown apartment. But something had shifted in recent months. Jessica found herself second-guessing everything. Did I really forget to pay the electric bill? Or had David moved it from where I left it? Was I actually becoming this scattered person who couldn't remember simple conversations? "You said you'd pick up groceries today." David would show her a text message on his phone. Jessica would stare at the screen, seeing words she didn't remember typing. I don't recall sending that," she'd respond hesitantly. David's concerned expression would follow. "Sweetheart, we talked about your memory issues. Maybe you should see someone about this." The incidents multiplied like shadows at dusk. Her favorite coffee mug disappeared, then reappeared weeks later in a box in the garage. "You said you wanted to donate it," David explained patiently. "Remember, you said it reminded you of your ex." Jessica didn't remember having an ex who gave her coffee mugs, but David's certainty made her doubt her own recollection. Her friend Lisa grew worried during their monthly lunch dates. "You seem different, Jess. More anxious. Are you okay?" Jessica wanted to confide in her, but how could she explain that she was forgetting basic things, that she was questioning her own sanity? Instead, she smiled and changed the subject, not noticing how David had gradually isolated her from most of their mutual friends. The breaking point came on a Tuesday evening in March. Jessica was preparing dinner when David walked in, visibly upset. "I can't believe you called my boss today," he said, his voice heavy with disappointment. Jessica froze, the wooden spoon still in her hand. "I didn't call your boss. I was at work all day." David pulled out his phone, showing her the call log. There it was, a call to his office lasting 12 minutes from her number. "Look at the timestamp, Jessica. You called during your lunch break." She stared at the screen, her heart racing. The evidence was right there, but she had absolutely no memory of making that call. "What did I supposedly say to him?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. David sat down heavily, running his hands through his hair. "You told him I was unreliable, that I'd been missing work because of personal issues. He's considering putting me on probation now." Jessica felt the room spinning. She would never jeopardize David's career. She loved him. But the phone log was undeniable proof. I don't remember," she said weakly. "I really don't remember making that call." That night, Jessica lay awake staring at the ceiling. Something was fundamentally wrong with her mind, and she needed help. The next morning, Jessica made an appointment with Dr. Emily Carter, a therapist her doctor had recommended. Dr. Carter's office felt safe, with warm lighting and comfortable chairs. Jessica sat nervously, unsure how to begin. "I think I'm losing my memory," she started. "Or maybe my mind entirely. I keep doing things I don't remember doing." Dr. Carter listened intensely as Jessica described the missing items, the forgotten conversations, the mysterious phone calls. She noticed how Jessica's hands trembled slightly when she spoke, how she seemed to question every statement she made. "Jessica," Dr. Carter said gently, "what you're describing sounds less like memory loss and more like psychological manipulation. Tell me about your relationship with David." As Jessica spoke about their life together, Dr. Carter recognized the classic patterns: the gradual erosion of confidence, the isolation from friends and family, the constant questioning of reality. These weren't symptoms of mental illness. They were the systematic tactics of emotional abuse. There's a term for what you're experiencing. It's called gaslighting. It's a form of psychological manipulation where someone makes you question your own memory, perception, and sanity. The person doing this typically moves your belongings, denies conversations that happened, or even stages events to make you doubt yourself. Jessica felt something shift inside her chest. It wasn't relief exactly, but recognition. "So I'm not losing my mind?" she asked. "You're not losing your mind," Dr. Carter confirmed. "You're being deliberately manipulated by someone who wants to control you." Gaslighters often present evidence that seems irrefutable, like that phone call log. But technology can be manipulated too. Apps exist that can spoof phone numbers and create fake call histories. The sessions that followed were a gradual awakening. Dr. Carter helped Jessica understand that gaslighting is about power and control. The abuser systematically breaks down their victim's confidence until they become completely dependent on the abuser's version of reality. Recovery starts with trusting yourself again. Dr. Carter explained during one session. Document everything. Write down conversations immediately after they happen. Take photos of where you place items. This isn't paranoia, it's protecting your sanity. Jessica began keeping a detailed journal, noting times, dates, and exact locations of her belongings. She started recording conversations with David when possible. Slowly, patterns emerged that confirmed her suspicions. The healing process wasn't linear. Some days, Jessica felt strong and clear about what had happened to her. Other days, she still doubted herself, especially when David's manipulations were particularly subtle. But Dr. Carter reminded her that this was normal, that rebuilding trust in your own perceptions takes time after systematic psychological abuse. "Remember," Dr. Carter told her, "gaslighting doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process that can take months or years. Your recovery will also take time, but every day you choose to trust your own experience is a step toward reclaiming your reality." If you found yourself questioning your own memory or sanity in a relationship, please know that you're not alone. Have you ever experienced moments where your reality felt questioned by someone close to you?